Los Sueños Police Dispatch, Operator 217. This line is recorded. How can I help you?
Send him to clear the Cordova building immediately. Bombs are planted. Send anyone else, and it'll explode. I want to see him prove worthy.
Can you identify yourself?
You've known us just as we've known you.
This is an emergency line.
It's not a threat. It's a proclamation heralding the inevitable.
You're calling from a federal source line. May I ask which branch of the federal government you are calling from?
We call from all arms. Nothing is beyond our reach.
Lock that recording now and pass it to Reed's team. Flag it. But if it's tagged Fed SRC, that's above our clearance. Move on. We've had fake calls all fucking day.
What's your emergency?
Yes, this is District Judge Harriet Quintes. I've been inside the City Hall and Records building since before the riots broke out. You know, the Cordova building. I can't leave. I'm trapped. Earlier today, before we even knew what was happening, we were buried in the riots. The top floors were overrun by this militia group, and the exits below are swarming with protesters. We need help here.
Ma'am, are you in a secure location?
No, the stairwell I was going to use to leave is blocked. Doors are chained from the outside. I can hear boots above me and crowd noise below. These militiamen, they're sweeping the floors, moving all kinds of heavy equipment.
Judge Quintes, are you injured?
Not yet. But listen to me. This isn't just some takeover and trading for hostages. I think they planted charges. I saw this weird wiring running across the floors and walls. I don't even think they're here for hostages primarily. They're just waiting while ransacking the building itself for the records.
Understood. Units are already en route. Can you give me a description?
No, I can't. I can't even get close. They have guns and there are bombs. I couldn't even see their faces. Couldn't even hear them half the time. They barely even speak. And I caught sight of one of them roaming the halls as the riots broke through, and his presence terrified me. He stared through my soul, and I couldn't see his eyes. Look, I don't care what you do. Send the best you have. These guys are they're like ghosts or something.
Judge, I need you to stay calm. Where exactly are you?
Calm went out the window when that chicken shit mayor locked himself away upstairs and left the rest of us to die. He doesn't give a shit about his constituents or the stability of our republic. I'm somewhere in the council chambers right now, but it's so hard to know what to do or where to go. I feel trapped. I feel like the world is ending and the rapture is finally here. But I know it's our sins as a city that have brought this upon our heads. I've seen it myself, you know. The rot is deep.
Copy. Stay on the line if you
No,
can.
I can't stay. Just tell my husband, James. Tell him I'm sorry for loving my job too much. I love this country. It was never about the damn job. And if anyone finds my father's watch, please keep it running and give it to him. God bless.
911, what's your emergency?
911? This is Leona Viteri. I'm a freelance journalist. I'm inside the City Hall and Records building covering a scheduled interview with staffers from the governor's office. But it was cancelled, and now he's supposedly escalating the messaging.
Are you reporting an emergency?
Not yet, but he's turning into one. We've been watching the entire mess unfold on the news with the Unity Trust building. The protests outside have gotten louder, more violent, and the groups are starting to congregate here. I can see riot shields through the glass doors to the outside, and flashbangs are going off across City Plaza. Security's moving people deeper inside the building, but there's a lot of tension building between civilians and police lines.
Can you describe the situation inside?
Political answer? Everything is fine, and democracy will inevitably be restored. Or at least that is what the mayor's staff will tell you. In reality, you've got aides rushing paperwork into elevators like it's evidence in a trial. Staffers are whispering about keeping the governor moving, the mayor's whereabouts, and locking down the record rooms. Judges, lawyers, and civil servants are all looking confused. The whole place is pandemonium. Nobody's saying why or what they're doing, but the mood's panicked.
Are there any threats present inside the building?
I mean, have you seen what's on the fucking TV? It's pretty threatening, but the tone's changing. The security detail is on more heavily than usual, and they're sealing off the entrance doors. Security gates are coming down. This place was supposed to be open to the public during hearings. We've been waiting on the mayor's pressure all day, and the deputy mayor is nowhere to be seen. It feels like an ornate bunker right now.
Understood. Stay safe, and if you see a direct threat, call back immediately.
Sure thing, but listen, I'm telling you, whatever's about to happen here isn't just about protesters with signs or rioters threatening the building just because the city's so fucked up. This can simmer over into a full-blown revolt if people aren't careful. And in my experience, when the political class is in hiding, it reeks of insurrection.
Your safety should be a priority, Ms. Viteri. Can you move to a secure area?
Where? The whole city's in chaos. And besides, I'm a reporter. That's not how the job works. I'll keep my eyes open if anything may happen. No promises. But I'd like to know more about what's going on here.
Well, well, folks, looks like we're stuck on you guys like glue here at the LSPD. Luckily for you, a few of us here from FISA have your back. We're taking central command on this operation. Comms will be kept open. Your TOC is backup comms, but expect risks of line interference. Our suspects' network capabilities have proven to be vast based on our intel. Although we are still waiting on our resources to come in and fully take jurisdiction over this investigation going forward, what we've untangled here, collaboratively I might add, in the past 6 to 12 hours is beyond what your department can handle alone. You all know this. You can barely handle what's going on out there, all of this other shit. This is beyond what your department can field alone. So help us help you. Now, unluckily for you, nobody else is available right now to deal with the situation we've got at the Cordova Tower except for SWAT, so that means you have to get out there again. I'm not gonna bullshit you guys. This will be a crucible. Before getting to the details, the President has made clear that within a matter of hours, the National Guard will arrive. The President has preemptively deployed them, but the riots higher up north in the city will block them from making any meaningful progress in the city center. That's where we come in to make that meaningful progress. He said recently, quote, "Police can do whatever the hell they want to stop the situation in that awful city, but they've got hours until I step in." Unquote. For God's sake, don't do this, all right? That's bad news for you guys. Follow reasonable use of force, just as your chief directed earlier today. The Pier attack caught the whole city off guard, including FISA and the LSPD. We didn't see this shit coming. It sparked a citywide response, and just mere hours ago, a bank robbery was full of damn explosives and chemical gas. So Mr. President can sit comfortably in Washington, hand-waving the rules away, but the law is the law. No amount of national security responses has deterred or delayed our suspects from escalating their operation. The scenes outside say enough. The people are in mass revolt, and it's allowing these motherfuckers to do as they please with time and space to operate. Our suspects appear to have the know-how, intelligence, and reach to stay one step ahead. We've been just as reactive as you in our investigations. As we understand it from continued talks with your investigators, they've been planning these attacks long in advance, backing factions to do their bidding, and the timing is perfect for them to operate more openly like this. There's little time for anyone else to act on the scene, so it's up to you to be on point first. Just further downtown from the bank is their next target, the Cordova Tower, now known as the City Hall and Records Building. And it isn't just chaos on the ground right now from the riots. It's a trap lying in wait. Civilians are already packed within the building with staffers and press, and the suits are scrambling, and they all cannot evacuate safely. They're scared, they'll run, hiding, thinking you may be the enemy. But as long as you control the lanes, you use your voice, you will move them. We've got intel that Mayor Vicente Echevarria is present in the building. We are unsure of his status or agenda, but he could be a potential hostage target if suspects secure the top floor. Techs have seeded passive Wi-Fi capture nodes. We're building 3D signal imaging of suspect positions, though distortion is high. Use it as a guide. Suspects are high up, entrenched, and waiting for you to come knocking. We've got good reason to believe they've conscripted additional Black Sentinel mercs as reinforcements, as we have no known visual confirmation of their actual numbers. The building is rigged to explode, and we can infer it's not just limited to a single charge, but an interlinked network. Their controller could be a hybrid system. Once inside, you'll need to determine the nature of their explosive network setup. Its location won't be far from their stronghold. Whatever explosives, controller, or signal jammer they use may already be in the building. When you find it, report to comms the status of the explosives and describe any important intel. CBRN confirms the same neurotoxin from Pier and Bank. Symptoms are hallucinations, mania, and hemorrhage. Treat cylinders and rigs as live hazards. Masks on, filters live. Hear hissing behind a doorway? Don't crowd thresholds. Clear with caution. On the advice of Detective Reed, who's been obsessed, apparently, with this case for some time since the Elysian operation, she advised we take our time on this one while we plan accordingly. Thanks to her team's diligence, we have an idea of who we're going up against now. What you saw at the pier was misdirection, tying these actors to the same operation from the Elysian. Detective Reed's unit had a case backlog that had finally pushed over the line for a brief. This will require much further investigation, a year's worth of lab reports, subpoena returns, tight-lipped intelligence, USIA liaison hits stitched to case files from your past missions. They've done good work. When Reed's analysts ran the whole stack, the same names and fingerprints kept surfacing. Shell companies with mysterious government security level backers. Fallouts of past USIA confidential programs linked to reports of infrastructural attack plans dating back to 1990. Right now, we can't make heads or tails of this and where these guys came from exactly. But they are a highly disciplined, well-trained, decentralized cell, planting breadcrumbs across your casework to steer resources and shape your department's movements. Reed flagged 2 sensitive handoffs to us. The serum trade at the Elysian involving a Dr. Schwartz has motivated this terrorist cell to act, and past USIA agents re-emerging in the case file somehow connect to this group. All of which occurred in Judge's operational orbit. Not to say as an accusation, mind you, but as proof that this cell with substantial reach has been working around Officer Beaumont's proximity for a while. Reed's team concludes their operations have converged in the execution of this operation, and their interest in Officer Beaumont may mean our best chance at negotiations, at the very least giving them pause. While I'm on the subject, Officer Beaumont, could you please step outside with us for a quick word? Back on? Great. Okay, one last point before we need to move. There's a speech scheduled for broadcast. Governor Whitfield's office is making a desperate appeal to calm the city and calls to release the mayor, assuming he's held hostage. Since the previous attempt on his life, the LSPD has had to assign some officers to his security detail. He's strained enough as it is, but you'll have to indulge his ego on this one. His motorcade is en route to the location of his speech. We'll be monitoring his movements as well. We've been keeping this city from collapsing all day. This is the hand they wanted us to play. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Mount up.